Peace, Chung Fu.
Greetings, beloved. Welcome, blessings and peace. May the living spirit that is within all things shine within your mind, bringing you positivity of thought, upliftment, clarity of perception, to see through shadows to the truth, to see deep within yourself, to understand the power that is within you, that you are, to know the perfection of every now, the perfection of every moment, to feel within yourself the presence divine, to know who you are, to understand the direction of your soul here upon the earth, to look around you and not be distracted by apparencies and illusions, by lies and fabrications, by attempts to steal your power and your light. It's all perfect. Oh yes, it is all an awakening for you, specially designed by all the ascended beings, by the divine beings, in order to give you all the opportunity to arrive fully present with all of this light and bring forward within you deep soul connection and personal power and radiant light and deep understanding that is beyond the mind. Each one who came here knew this was the journey you would take within yourself. There you have all you need for this journey, this becoming, this coming forward. Perhaps the feeling is within you, it's so hard. Perhaps the feeling is that you're very distracted or brought down or pushed around. Whatever the feelings are within you, beloved, remember, they're perfect to bring you into the now, this moment. Feelings do that. Your mind can take you out. Your mind is very clever. Your mind learns many things and is a huge part of your evolution. Very, very important to help you understand. But it is the arrival of your soul in your heart, in your body, which defines in which way you are evolving in this moment, whether you have your full power to evolve. Your mind is a little bit of an onlooker. It is very good at orientating the power being that you are, getting your power to go in the right directions, helping to channel the flowing of your energy in so that you can become more and more present. And yes, it matters a lot that your mind knows your soul, understands your soul, and knows how to let your soul in to your body. And your mind interfaces with your higher self. And your higher self brings you the teachings from the source, from the divine heart. And so sometimes your mind necessary there as well to interpret what your soul knows and bring it in. And especially communicate it to others and enable you to reach deep parts within your being where perhaps you did not have any language. And so it is that this perfection of which I speak is ongoing evolution. That is what is perfection. Our evolution is never going to end. Life is eternal. Yes, bodies end. Yes, all kinds of material events and happenings and creations, they come to an end, they have a beginning. That's your soul and the evolution of your soul and of all the souls who have both been on earth, will be on earth, and are now on earth. That evolution is carrying on. And in that sense, it's perfect. Everything that you experience in every now. However, when you look out into the world and when you look into yourself, that perfection also embraces imperfection. We are not saying that perfection is ever one-sided. It's going to have imperfection within it. Otherwise, it would not be moving. It is the dynamic between the opposites that creates movement. And you will find a lot of opposites within you, a lot of contradictions. And that is the work of integration of your being. You are integrating being a free and limitless spirit with being a relatively limited, boundaried physical being. You are integrating what we can say is very high and what we could say is very low, and bringing them together, expressing the high of your higher self in this incarnated body, lowly, humble upon the earth. In many senses, your body craves the shining presence of your spirit, and your spirit longs to radiate the lights that you are upon the earth through your body. That's called joy, love, peace, serenity, happiness, harmony. That everyone who comes to do deep soul work knows about these opposites. And right now on your earth, you have an extremity appearance of opposites. And it's perfect. How so? Well, look, you see, you're having to do such deep work, aren't you? To stay in the truth of yourself, to balance and keep yourself balanced, to keep your vibration high, to keep your frequency zinging with lights, sizzling with cosmic presence. You have to balance between extreme dark and bring in, guess what, extreme light, because a little bit of light's not going to balance, is it? It could get pulled off. But no, you have to bring extreme light. You have to bring all of you. What a wonderful reason that you are needed to bring all of you, to bring all your light, to integrate yourself. You are needed to do that last little bit of healing, or maybe all the healing. You're needed to be the fullness of you. Did you ever think that maybe you are needed by the cosmic divine beings? Did it ever occur to you that you are part of the great creation, that every thought, every feeling, every sensation, every word that you bring forward is having an effect on the whole of creation? Did you ever realize your importance in the divine plan? And I don't say that for your ego, but for your spirit, to know it's time to fully arrive. You are needed. Your light is needed. Your positivity is needed. Your compassion, your love, your wisdom, your experience, your knowledge, your bravery, your courage, your teaching, your gifts, your offerings, your example to all your brothers and sisters, you who come to be aware and create awareness, to be the change, truly the change, to be the example, to show others to walk forward, to be the magnet. I'm sure you know that while you could be being afraid about what's happening, you could also be very, very excited. You could realize, oh yes, of course. After brightness, after the light, there comes the dark, just as after the day, there comes the night. Remember inside you that yes, you're bringing the daylight, you're bringing the solar energy to shine, but you also need the perfection of the opposite. You have to rest. Oh, thank goodness the dark has also come so that you can rest and be ready for the next brightness. For you are never just one thing. You are all things. You are multidimensional. And everything that you are in this moment is perfect for your soul's evolution and for the evolution of all humanity and of the earth. So right now, with me, breathe. Become aware of what is happening for you this day in your life or this night. What is happening? How are you feeling? Feel especially any places of uncertainty, doubt, fear, pain, negativity, anger, irritation, worry, anxiety. It feels as though you're creating a space where you can really allow it to come forward, because mostly you feel you got to get on, you got to push all that to the side. So spend this few minutes almost dragging all the content out of the corners of your mind, of your heart, so that you can look at it and see, well, what's it made of? This perfection that Chung speaks of in this moment. And I bring all this seemingly imperfect, painful matter forward, and I put it here. What am I looking at? What is the content? What am I anxious about? What am I afraid of? What am I hurt by? What am I carrying that's heavy? Just breathe. You have every right to feel every emotion you are feeling, to see everything just the way you see it. You're not trying to pretend that you're not anxious or worried or perhaps fear or doubt a lot of what's going on around you. Allow it. Feel it. Don't try and resolve it. Don't try and make it all better. Change it into its opposites with a flick of your finger or a wave of the magic wand. It's all perfect just the way it is. Because through the experience of this day, by looking, by seeing, by becoming aware, by becoming present to all that you are, by really appreciating yourself as you look at this matter, as you understand what you're carrying, as you bring great compassion for your humanity, for your heart, all that you are holding, from a part of you that is way above, way within. It does not get involved in the drama, in the daily, up and down, back and forth, in and out. This part of you is overviewing your higher self, is seeing the whole context of your life and just breathing. Just having great appreciation and honoring of you, of yourself. I honor myself in all that I am experiencing at this time, of opposites, of contradictions, of confusion, of the witnessing of suffering, chaos, and pain. I honor myself that I am maintaining a steady vibration of light emanating from my heart. I'm keeping my heart open. I'm looking, I'm seeing, I'm trusting my highest self, the divine beings, my guides and helpers to gather round me in this moment, and also look and perhaps poke a little and just sort out what is all this matter, where does it come from, what is the cause, what is the root, opening a little more, opening a bit lower in the lower centers, what is the root, what is the feeling inside. Even if you are a practiced healer and a deep emotional worker, take this time in this moment to see the perfection of any problem you bring forward, any negativity, because it is the stimulus to create its opposite. This is the way you are designed, to understand both through the dark and through the lights who you are, to know that you are the lights, that you bring the lights, and you are here to experience the light in the dark. That there's not a mistake. It didn't just all go suddenly wrong on earth. You knew it was going wrong. It's been going wrong for a long time, and you are bringing the light. And it surely is shining. And you are aiming the light into your own depths that represent and reflect the depths within all of humanity. And you understand your task, your soul's purpose, is to help those who don't have a light to shine into those dark places, to spark up their light. It's there, but it's just not shining. When fear comes in and proliferates, it dims all the lights of the soul. Fear is a great eliminator of soul presence. And yet also fear in its own way is perfect to stimulate the soul to work harder at arriving. So many of you now are called onto that inner path, realizing there is no outer abundance, there is no outer freedom without doing the inner work, without meeting the fear, without meeting the pain. So you are. That's it. And right now, appreciating all the work you have done. Breathing. Seeing how you have journeyed. Feeling how every time you have been challenged, you're finding a new part of yourself. More strength, more courage, more light, more love, more compassion, more healing power is rising up within you as you face any and all negativities, fears, doubts, negativities of emotion, old memories of pain within you, just sitting with them, accompanying yourself, loving yourself, holding yourself. I am the living spirit within. Everything I think, feel, say, and do is for my highest good, for the highest good of all around me. I am the living embodiment of my higher self. I open my heart so that the love can flow from the source of my being into this moment, so it can enter everything I have brought here. And like an alchemical transformatory liquid, enter into everything that feels imperfect and bring the perfect light and the source, the divine source of my being, to illuminate what I need to see, to dissolve what I need to let go of, and to bring me the full sense of my authentic presence here in this moment. I am the living presence of love. I am a co-creator of the new earth. I am bringing through all of my soul's colors to illuminate my being in every cell, to bring me health, personal power, resilience, strength, immunity. I am made of light. I expand my light body and all my colors and breathe in my soul's presence and emanate out into the fullness of my field. And I create the safety for my being. And I am protected. As I spin my chakras and fill my field with electrical, moving, powerful, positive force, nothing can enter me. No alien substances nor presences can enter my field, which is protected with mirrors that face outwards, all around me, behind me, above me, below me, reflecting any negativity back to its source and drawing in the power divine, the love presence. Within me, within my hara, my sacral center, burns a fire, a creation fire, that also destroys all that does not serve me. I bring all and any confusion or negativity into this fire, into the depths, to be burned, transmuted, and to emanate heat, power, resource that I take back in and drink in. And I am fullness of my being present here. I love every part of myself. And I promise to any and all vulnerable aspects of my being that I, the living embodiment of my highest self, am here, present, in every moment, to protect, to inspire, to love, to hold my human being and my inner child. I give thanks for this life and this opportunity to grow my soul here upon the earth, to manifest my love and my light here through my soul's presence. I give thanks. I expand my consciousness to accept the opposites, to bring the light into the dark within me, to transmute my pain into the cosmic fire of my soul and bring forward my joy, my love. I give thanks for this wonderful opportunity here, this extreme situation upon the earth, that I may come forward and serve for the highest good of all. Every day and in every way, I lift up my energy to see the perfection in every now, to understand what my soul has laid out for me as opportunity for my transformation, for my ascension, for my liberation. I dwell in the arms divine here upon the earth. I feel and know and call to me the abundance of the great Mother Earth to sustain my life and the life of all my beloveds. I send my love out into all the elemental realms of earth, air, fire, water, and ether. I bring my love into this day. I give thanks for the perfection of this moment. And I see the perfection in every now. Blessings and peace. And today, working this way, I am bringing this forward to remind you that you are the creators of every now. That you being perfect in this moment, in every way, bring your perfection to every now. It is all about how you see it. It's all about bringing yourself into grace, into presence, into depth within. It's all about your deep soul connection. And you coming to love yourself perfectly. It is your love and acceptance, your compassion, your will. That is what is perfect. You are your creation in the making. You are always changing, always evolving. And it's always perfect if you can look at it from the highest perspective, from the deepest perspective of your soul sight. So I do not know if we have time for questions today. Is that what we're doing today, beloved?
Yeah, I think we'll do some Q&A because we haven't been able to do it the last few days.
Peace.
Few weeks. So, as we are live in multiple places at once, I'm going to have to just jump between. There's no questions on YouTube yet. So, let's have a look. I've got a question in Messenger, so I'm just going to have a quick look at that. So yeah, if anyone on YouTube has any questions, do write in.
fine. If there are no questions, beloved, we will just
As
let them be in peace.
We're going live for the first time on Twitch as well. So, as we have one viewer on Twitch, if you have a question that you would like to ask Ascended Master Chung Fu live, then do just write there and I can see that there. Josh Nedlinger asks, during the next live with Chung Fu, can you please ask for me, during the Elven story, he said a mix of thyme, rosemary, hawthorn, lavender and rose would heal a girl's heart. If I made medicine out of those herbs for my own heart, what would be the best way of preparing it? We usually make tinctures with brandy.
Yes, that would be fine, beloved. Absolutely. A gentle abstraction of the essences of those herbs and preserve them in brandy, beloved. And it is a wonderful healer for the heart.
Perfect. Okay.
And remember, Josh, that, you can also heal your heart from within. Remember that no person trying to, in a sense, project upon you really can do that successfully unless you have that place within you susceptible. So it is that healing that is the most important, where you were susceptible to a certain kind of abuse, and that is an old story. And what needs to happen is the arrival of that beautiful, you would say the prince to arrive and take care of that one who is so hurt. And it's not about now. It's to realize it pre-exists. And that is why your soul chose this situation, and you survived it well in many ways. But you just need to go deep and remember, you're not to blame. You're not guilty. This is an old situation you came to heal. Peace, beloved. Right.
There are some. I'm just catching up on a thread here.
All right. This situation.
Whoops.
And thank you to those who have gathered. Jerome is just trying to find questions, I think.
Ooh, hello, Chung Fu. Leela, Heather, hello. Janet,
Peace.
blessings and love. Jin, love, light and blessings. Janet, I do long for these. Rachel Dyer, love. Janet, yes, Chung Fu, thank you for your wisdom. Sally, well, that was me commenting as Sally. Welcome. Yvonne Jackson, lots of hearts. Deborah, hello, so good to be here. Rachel DeShriver, hearts. Hello, Chung Fu. It's now the time of the warriors of the rainbow, the ancient Hopi prophecy.
Oh, yes, beloved, it certainly is.
I'm receiving guidance to go with rainbow warriors and to use that name.
Yes. Well, I did a whole course called the Rainbow Warriors of the Light, who have come to create the new earth, because that's what you're doing. By holding the vibration, holding the frequency, doing the work on yourself, which is all very demanding. It's a real, it's a way of life, and it's a big commitment at this present time to hold the energy, lift up the frequency, constantly monitor that you're not getting pulled off down channels of fear and negativity and believing in any of the, melodrama that's being rolled out. It's a lot of work, and so keep doing it, dear ones, because yes, you are the Rainbow Warriors of the Light, called here to create the new earth, and it's a wonderful thing that you are doing.
Janet Bradley, are we still on the same trajectory timeline you spoke about last year for the mandates and all to end and we get back to traveling and living freely. Thank you and peace.
Yes. Well, as you probably have worked out, they the forces that we don't particularly want to name, they are trying to elongate the situation. There is every possibility still, and it does depend, however, on all of you. You know, I'm not saying you have to do anything, but there are. What's happening is that this fight back, this pushback on both sides in this battle of consciousness, really, beloved ones, and so um, we we believe, unfortunately, that there's going to be an extension. However, having said that, you can do something about it. What every person needs to learn is how to speak up, how not to remain silent. This is an art. This is something you got to learn. How can you speak up while staying safe, while not putting yourselves into any kind of danger, but acting with power? And it is for that reason that I have, shall we say, encouraged the vehicle, this lady here, and her family to study various kinds of common law, but most importantly, to study how to stand up in your own truth, in your own power, which is really what that kind of law is all about, and understand how to do that, how to speak up while keeping yourself very safe, how to be powerful without being confrontational, exactly. You know, not putting yourself into what is effectively being set up as a kind of trap for you to be kind of literally gripped by the emotion of the situation, of being held down, of being stopped, of being oppressed, of being abused. These are old situations that every single person here will have experienced. But in this life, you're being asked to bring your full soul color presence, and you're being asked to look at whatever the matter, the dark matter is within you, illuminate it, transmute it, transform it. You're being, in a sense, pressurized to do that fast, to do that with all, as I say, like a lifestyle, like a choice, because that is what moves the energy. That's how this situation gets to change. And so, yes, my predictions about this year, well, shall we say that it was so then, and it is probably not so now, in that sense that we foresee at the moment this massive attempt to impose restrictions, sort of not quite by force, but nearly, to try and do that. What we believe is that if you all understand what your true rights are and really get a little bit involved in finding your way to add your voice to the voices of the masses that are now beginning to really stand up and speak truth and say no to being oppressed and told what to do by those, to be very honest, who do not care. Really, they do not care. And so it is the triumph of love over that sleeping lack of awareness. It is the superlative awareness and the raising up high of your energy that is going to bring about the massive change. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen soon, but I'm not seeing quite yet the level that I expected of the rising up of consciousness and awakeness of more people than now. So I'm waiting for more people and doing my best, as I'm sure you all are, to awaken those who remain unaware of what is happening at that very deep level. Peace.
It's more of the same in that sense. Ali Coots, hi lovely people, Chung Fu, are we getting closer to a wider awakening? So many bright people around me, but so asleep, and I think I am mad.
Yes, I understand, Ali. I know exactly what you're talking about. So you're not mad, you know, you're not. And it's really a test, such a test. So I'm glad you're here and you realize there are other sane people. And this awakening. You see, that's really what my talk and meditation was for you today, because you have understood what this meditation is about, and that you're doing the work of awakening and of lifting the frequency up. However, this needs to get out. That's right, to everyone. And the thing that's happened now, and that's why my answer to Ali was the way it was about, the last person, about the way it was with, is the lockdown ending? Are they going to try and do it again? Who is the government? What do you understand what's going on? Have you looked and understood the system of governance that is happening all over the world, and how it is that there are a small number of people, really, who've managed to get themselves into governance over governments? You have to understand this, because this is vital for you to understand and to do the work to free yourself from those systems and establish community. This is the most important thing now for you all, is to find within your locality awake people who are willing to work together. And that doesn't have to mean you all move into a house together. You could be working on a project together. You could still live separately. But the creation of group awareness and community frequency that is in harmony, finding those communities that you resonate with, that is the fastest way to awaken people, because everybody has basic needs. And what's happening is there's a lot of pressure on oppression, which is causing fear about survival. You see, and it is very basic, fundamental. So when you create groups that support people's survival, simple groups, growing food, making cooperative purchasing, all kinds of, you have the possibilities in most countries now to meet and to talk together. This is very important, even if they try to keep you the restrictions of numbers and so on. Find ways to talk to the people that need the support, and bring your truths in gently. But it does involve you, and you see around you these, as you say, sleeping people. But what's happened now is this, and I'm going to call it the V, so that the nanobots don't invade the situation. So the V. And here it is. And in fact, that word's very particular and relevant to this subject, because you are, as you all know, in the middle of an experimental medical procedure. And there is not, in fact, scientific knowledge here on Earth yet. It's coming in from higher frequency. It's been called for, and there are those beings whose technological understanding supersedes what has been done, and can start to unravel it. But that's going to take a few years to manifest. So right now, the most important thing is to realize what this V is doing. It's separating you all, those that did, those that didn't. It's being used as abuse.
Maxine the monster.
Yes, Maxine the monster. Good. It's very good, Jerome. And it is so. It does bring some very unknown elements into the bodies of those who are taking it. It is an experiment. And the scientists themselves, and even less so the doctors or nurses, understand what they have done. They don't know. But what is for sure is that in amongst what some of the scientists who have been doing the work they were asked to do in their research and their development, in amongst them there are very, very good people, and there are also the opposite. And especially those who are at the very, very, very top of organizations controlling governments that I have talked about. So that is the next thing that you have to become aware of, and that is the next thing I'm asking the vehicle to also study, to understand as best she can for you all and for obviously herself.
Leela says there's a massive march in London tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's right.
Well, if everyone in that march issued,
It's the
common law
notices.
notices.
It's the notices that go to the march that matter. Because it doesn't, on one level, matter how many people go to a march. If nothing significant, if each one doesn't do something significant that shows their personal power. You see, because it's all about your personal power and stating your will and saying no, but not by shouting.
As a living man or woman of the flesh, isn't it?
That's right. It's basically the precepts of the common law that you need to understand and be able to deliver something while you're there to maybe to help others understand that, a demonstration, well, it shows the government the will of the people, but it doesn't impose the will of the people on the government. It just shows them it, because nothing is coming from the people, maybe noise, maybe presence, and that's very important. I'm not saying it's not important, but you would magnify that importance if every being who went on that march had thought about it in advance and had notices they could give to police and any kinds of authority figures that try to shut down the march. Because that is really the next level that has to happen for you all in the world, where you show up and you say, I'm going to live my life as I wish to live my life. I'm not ill. I don't require a V. I don't require testing. I don't need to make anything over my face, cover my beautiful expression. I simply am going to be present in the world as I intended to be, fearlessly. Well, that means you have to have looked at your fear. You have to have encompassed it and allowed it and realized it so that you can go forward with that kind of free presence. It is the freedom and the joy. It is the love and the light that change worlds, not necessarily the anger, the indignation, the pain, the loss, the grief, the fear, the rebellion. I'm not saying it's not necessary to do it in some ways, but it is the vibration of it that makes the change. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, if everyone went to the marches with notices in tow for, all the different areas, the police, the Borises, the whoever's, then yeah, we'd get a lot done. Hopefully that day might come soon.
It's education that's necessary.
If you want to go to thesovereignsway.com,
yes,
Greg Paul has 2 free books on there, which if you read through and really get your head around, he kind of breaks it down pretty in a very good way. He's a bit of an expert really in England, that his main work now is to wake everyone up to realise that, until you have rights, you don't have any rights. Until you stand up and speak what he calls your law, common to I, so my law would be different to your law, and etc. It's to realise that really, and to start wanting to get this way of speaking under your belt, because we've only been taught legalese speak from all the way from school and from everyone really. So when we speak, we immediately put ourselves under the power of other people that have authority over us just by the way we've learned to speak. So it's about unlearning the way we've learned to speak and starting to speak in certain other ways that actually immediately elevate our standing. So yeah, we're only one of 5 countries now left that we still live under the power of common law. So yeah, Damon mentioned that, going to sovereignsway.com and downloading those free books and enjoying those. Damon says, I want to keep spreading my style of truths in this madness, but I've picked up an injury on my leg. Can you suggest a way to tune in and find the underlying cause, please?
Is it your left leg, beloved? The underlying cause, whenever you do an injury to a leg, is, stop for a moment. Stop. Just stop, and feel and think. In what way am I walking forward? Just check your direction, check your feelings, check your emotions. Make sure you're always walking forward, feeling present in your power, that you understand where you are going and why you are going, what you are doing and why you are doing it. There's always something there that you need to look at. When it's a leg, a foot, a knee, peace.
Peace. Okay. We'll do a couple more, and
Yes,
then
I think the
we'll
vehicle
let the
needs
vehicle.
to stop. Yes.
Yeah. Carla Lafreniere. Good morning. Good morning to you. Deirdre O'Connor. Hi from Ireland. I'm only starting my spiritual journey. Any advice you could give, please?
Oh, that's a big question, beloved, on a live. My advice is come to a one-to-one, and we will talk deeply about it, dear one. Ask Jerome for the link, because this is, it's a very big question. I'd be delighted to answer it, but one-to-one. Peace, beloved.
Peace. Yeah, if you give Sophie an email, we can certainly align you with a personal session. That's sophie.deepconnection@gmail.com, and we can send you the prices for a one-to-one with Chung Fu. Leela says, please can someone help me create these? I can do basic design, graphics, but I will fully admit that I don't understand it, what info to put. Yeah, there are things that we can share with you, Leela. Definitely.
I think,
if you're
Lila,
talking
you
about,
should do the course.
yeah, I mean,
You would love it.
she would actually, yeah.
You would love it. I think you should get involved, you one.
Yeah.
And then that don't worry about it this time. I just say it to you, but do the course and learn it, because you will be very good at it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, it's really it really complements the Chung Fu work.
It's very appropriate. Peace.
It's really awesome. So those of you that want to learn common law and really empower yourselves in that different way around, knowing what's what. Oh, I've been speaking in legalese. Oh, that's why they say this to me like that. And then, oh, if I speak like this, they have no power over me, zero. So it's quite mind-boggling, like what it can do. So yeah, I think Rachel, Chung Fu kind of spoke about your question, so I'm going to leave that.
It's time, I think.
Yeah, it is time now, because Sally's got an event this evening, number 4 of the oracling course that she's been doing, the Way of the Priestess Oracle. So thank you all for coming and being with us. We absolutely love it, of course, when you come and hang out with us and we meditate together. And yeah, if you want to make a donation to Sally, it's chungfuchannel@gmail.com on PayPal. That's the PayPal email. And yeah, do share these videos, do comment on them, help them go far and wide. And do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're coming upon the YouTube channel for the first time. And likewise, if you haven't liked our Facebook page and you're watching on YouTube, just head over to Chung Fu Channel on Facebook. It's called Ascended Master Chung Fu, our Facebook. Rather, I've changed it. And if you want to join the Students of Chung Fu group, that's called the Teachings of Ascended Master Chung Fu. So come and get involved, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Great love.
Blessings and peace.